Welcome everyone to this Nature Sunshine UK presentation on liver health formula. My name is Emma Whitnall and I'm going to be taking you through this presentation today on how to love your liver and support it nutritionally with liver health formula. We're going to look at the liver itself as an amazing organ and see how many jobs it really actually does on a daily basis. We're then going to talk a little bit about liver stress, then how to overcome liver stress and start to love your liver and nourish it and treat it well so that it will serve you for a very long and healthy life. And then we will look at liver health formula, which is the product of interest for today. So the liver and its many jobs. Well, the liver is the largest internal organ and it actually makes up part of the hepatic system along with the gallbladder. Your liver will sit just under the diaphragm, under your rib cage on the right side of your body. And it's amazing to think that at any one time, the liver contains around about 20% of all of our blood supply. And it has supported all of this blood via the hepatic artery and the portal vein. The liver's main roles include filtering, nourishing, processing our blood so that it can further serve all the other systems. Essentially, a healthy liver is vital to the health of the whole entire body. The majority of the cells that make up the liver are called hepatocytes, and these make up 80% of this organ. There are other cells within the liver called the Kupffer cells, and these mainly have a role in immune function. As well as immune function, the liver has a role to play in at least half a dozen other functions within the body. These include digestion, where it is responsible for the production of bile, which is then of course stored in the gallbladder. It's responsible for metabolism of our macronutrients and some micronutrients as well. It's a place of storage for some of our fats, for glucose and glycogen, for some of our fat-soluble vitamins such as vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin D, and vitamin K. It's also a place of storage for some B12 in the body, and other minerals such as iron and copper. The liver is also a place of synthesis where a lot of our blood proteins such as fibrinogen, prothrombin and albumin are all made, not to mention cholesterol as well, which is a very important fat for the production of some of our steroid hormones. I mentioned earlier the Kupffer cells, which make up a proportion of the liver, and these cells have a primary role in immunity and immune function. They provide a big part of blood filtration, detecting any microbes or foreign invaders, any bugs or bacteria or things that really should not be getting into our system. And then finally, of course, the big one that we all know the liver does is detoxification. Again, this involves a huge amount of blood filtration to detect toxins, to remove these toxins, to help chelate them and attach them to nutrients which will be able to effectively guide these toxins out of our bloodstream and out of our body. Not only does the liver process toxins that are coming in from the external environments, but also toxic byproducts of certain hormones and other metabolic processes. And as I've said, the liver really is essential to whole body health. And this is because all of the other organs rely on our blood system to be cleansed and to be purified. Otherwise, they will fall ill. So if a liver malfunctions, it can lead to serious consequences. Let's take a little closer look at detoxification now, because when we keep our liver healthy and it can continue to detoxify and purify our blood really effectively, then we will be much more able to stay in good health. If you think about the liver like the biggest and most important filter you'll ever come across, imagine a swimming pool or a dishwasher or a vacuum cleaner that never gets its filter changed or cleaned. Eventually that would create a very toxic and unhealthful system. Recently, I posed a question, are you a toxic waste dump? And sadly, I had to answer that with, yes, you are a toxic waste dump. Unfortunately, we do live in a toxic world and there is no escaping the exogenous and endogenous toxins, meaning those that come in from the outside, like pollution, chemicals on our food, drug residues that we're exposed to, and endogenous toxins including overproduction of steroid hormones, free radicals that attack our system, and of course byproducts of bad bacteria within our gut are all toxic to the body. We know now that toxicity is highly correlated with the prevalence of disease, even to the extent now that these toxins and these chemicals are having an effect on our metabolism, causing a lot of people to gain weight and essentially become obese. And this is down to how these toxins interfere with normal hormonal messaging and normal metabolism. It's important to understand that the toxins that are coming into our system and that we are creating within our bodies are stored in fat cells. And this is one of the reasons certain chemicals can lead to excess weight gain. The liver really needs a lot of nutrition to perform its day-to-day jobs, including phases 1 and 2 of liver detoxification. Phase 1 is where the liver takes a fat-soluble toxin and begins the process of converting that fat-soluble toxin into a water-soluble toxin so it can be excreted by the body. In phase 1, the liver requires certain enzymes and nutrients to follow this process through. Once connected to a phase 1 enzyme or nutrient, it could be a B vitamin, it could be a magnesium or iron molecule, the toxic compound enters what we call an intermediary phase. And at this point, the molecule which we're trying to get rid of and excrete can actually become a more dangerous free radical. The only way these free radicals can be stopped is through the presence of antioxidants. Vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin C, minerals such as selenium and other enzymes like CoQ10 are very important to protect the liver and the rest of the body through its normal daily detoxification functions. Once the intermediary molecules have been neutralized with antioxidants, they can then pass into phase 2 detoxification, where the liver uses amino acids, so proteins, to complete the detoxification process. The toxic molecule has become water soluble, and that is how then it can be excreted through urine, through sweat, and obviously through the bowels. Let's now take a look at liver stress and what are the things that can put our liver under a lot of pressure. Certainly chemical overload from not just our diet, but our environment, things that we're putting onto our skin, things that we're breathing in, water that we're drinking that is not purified or filtered. Our genetics, unfortunately, can also cause us some liver stress. Some people just simply lack the genes required to produce good antioxidants for the liver, such as glutathione. And if this is the case, we really have to rely on nutritional support to make up for that genetic lack. Fatty liver disease is also a sign of liver stress. Alcohol and caffeine will place stress on the liver, as will pharmaceutical drugs, even including paracetamol, ibuprofen, so Nurofen. Recreational drugs as well as prescription drugs are all a stress on the liver. Ordinary everyday stress that we experience can also stress the liver. Poor sleeping habits, processed foods, trans fats especially are very toxic to the liver. And if we have excessive fat and sugar intake, that causes the liver to work overtime to deal with those in our system. What are some symptoms that your liver might be stressed out? Well, certainly having trouble sleeping because your liver is most active in the middle of the night. If you wake up feeling groggy or fuzzy, if you constantly have a lethargy or fatigue that you cannot shake. Muscle aches, pains, and sensitivity may also be indicative of liver stress. Weight gain, despite good exercise and good dietary practices, may be a sign that your liver is struggling to detoxify. Therefore, excess toxins are having to be stored in body fat. If you find you're sensitive to chemicals, to fumes, to smells, petrol fumes and perfumes are classic, or paint fumes, if these instantly kind of make you feel ill or give you a bit of a headache, that is a sign that your liver really does need some TLC and perhaps a nutritional cleanse. Another symptom is you experience progressively worsening hangovers. So you're just not able to bounce back after a few drinks like you used to. That is a sign your liver is struggling. And finally, some people experience an actual dull ache around the right side of their abdomen. With this in mind, it is very important that you love your liver and you understand exactly how you can do this with nutrition on a daily basis. First of all, it's important to, if not eliminate, but certainly reduce down some of the foods and stimulants that can really overwork the liver, such as alcohol, sugar, excess caffeine, processed foods with all of their chemicals and additives and trans fats. If these common allergenic foods are a problem for you, then of course they're going to interfere with your digestion, your metabolism, and essentially your liver as well. It's imperative that we increase vegetables and fruits, lean animal proteins, plant proteins as well, anything with lots of antioxidants. Berries are brilliant for this, Zambrosa as well. Healthy fats are very easy for the liver to metabolize and to help nourish our liver cells as well as every other cell in our body. Choosing grains and starches that are gluten-free ideally, and healthy fibers that come from seeds and nuts are very good for helping to control blood sugar levels, which will have a positive knock-on effect to the liver. So as you can see, the liver certainly needs daily support, and you can do this through taking Liver Health Formula. Liver Health Formula is a combination of time-honored herbs uniquely blended to support the liver through phase 1 and phase 2 metabolic clearing. It includes herbs and botanicals such as burdock root, turmeric, gentian, Irish moss, slippery elm, fenugreek, safflowers, dandelion root, uva ursi leaf, chickweed, and catnip. Now, all of these ingredients have been used for centuries in supporting the many functions of the liver. And not just the liver, but other parts of the hepatic and digestive systems as well, such as the gallbladder, stomach, and intestines. As you may already know, the Liver Health Formula comes as part of the Healthy Starter Pack, making up one of the 5 capsules within each sachet. So it can be taken as part of a full body cleanse using the Healthy Starter program, or taken as a single supplement where it can be particularly useful as a pre-cleanse and post-cleanse support for the liver. So in summary, the liver is a very busy organ and it is responsible for the overall health of our body's many systems. It acts as a filter, purifier, a storage unit, and a manufacturing site for so many different biological functions. Unfortunately, it is easily overloaded and stressed out, and this is a lot to do with modern, stressful, and toxic world that we live in. Therefore, it relies very heavily on optimal levels of nutrition to function at its best. And remember, when our liver is functioning at its best, we are much more likely to have whole body health. The Liver Health Formula is a comprehensive herbal combination which has been put together to look after the many different functions of the liver. And it is very gentle, so it can be taken on a daily basis. And of course, it is part of the Healthy Starter program, so you can give your liver additional support for around 10 to 28 days leading up to the full body cleanse. So thank you for joining us on this Liver Health Formula presentation, and we look forward to seeing you next time.